to correct a little bit of this right here. Now you can see with the camera how much muscle he has here. It's kind of cool to have huge erectors. You can stand back up. It's cool to have huge erectors, but he's got a little bit of like almost overdevelopment in that area because he's fucking lazy and fat at the bottom of the lift. Everybody's a little different. Some people like to generate a lot of force and power off the floor with a slightly rounded back, and so maybe that's what he's doing. He pulls 800 pounds, it's a whole lot more than I do, but I still think it can be a limiting factor as you get to 810, 815, 825, and so on, because it makes the lockout so much harder when you're rounded. So grab the bar again. And let's see if we can just, don't even think about really flattening it out too much. Pull the slack out of the bar and just arch up a little bit. That's it, just like that. Now, that'll be slight, and it will look deliberate with light weights.
Right.
With heavy weights, you'll still get rounded a little bit. Exactly. But you'll be in like a 1 or 2% or 1 or 2 degree better position through the whole lift. It'll be that much easier to lock it out. I'd imagine if you get stuck anywhere, it's here, right?
Hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Well, I'm fucking wrong, it sounds like. So the most you ever done it is 800?
Yeah, 800.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick. All right, well, we'll see what you get up to today. This is 7:05. You feeling good so far?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Yeah. See what happens. There you go. Oh, so fat.
What's happening, guys? Silent Mike, Super Training Gym, howmuchyoubench.net. Talking over, showing up, showing you guys some deadlifts and some squats from a Saturday at Super Training Gym. We have our man Steve Gentili, Mr. Italian 800-pound deadlifter in the house. My boy Hulk Smash, Adam Rodriguez. I believe me, my boy Fat Dan, and Adam are on some squats. We'll see in a second here. Well, Steve is all by his lonesome, just smashing huge deadlifts all damn day. I believe Mark Smelly Bell smashed a few deadlifts and a few squats, but I'm not sure if they're on camera. It looks like Steve's working up here still. Steve has successfully deadlifted, I believe, 799 pounds in competition. Looks like he's just around 500, creeping in there. Those are 55-pound plates. For those that recognize, they're actually 55-pound fake plates that we typically use at powerlifting at Super Training Gym. Just to impress you guys. He's slipping on a 25 kilo there. Not sure what exactly Steve works up to today, but very strong guy, very explosive guy. Ex-football player. I believe he played D1 football, maybe some concussions, maybe a busted knee or two. And then found powerlifting. I think me and Mark might have found him at a seminar at Barbell Brigade maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Free seminar like we usually do. Had him bench, and he worked up to about 500 pounds, and me and Mark kind of looked at each other like, what the hell? Who is this mutant? And then he stayed at Barbell Brigade, started training with Hulk Smash, our boy Larry Lurker, and some of the other guys, and just became an absolute monster. Lifting that like it's nothing. Very explosive. If you can see, he has a little bit of an issue making the deadlift a 2-part movement. Kind of locks his knees and then stiff legs and low backs the weight in. Typically with both sumo and conventional. Optimally, we'd like to lock the hips and the knees at the exact same time. That's just going to keep the bar path a little bit straighter and make sure your chest is not too far over the bar. If you lock your legs before your upper body, often, whoa, hey now. Are you guys as excited as I am right now? I've never seen Mark so happy standing next to a jacked, shirtless guy. But as I was saying, is as you lock your hips, or excuse me, your knees before your hips, sometimes your body will be over the bar, and with maximal weights, you just won't be able to lock it out. It'll pull you back to the ground via gravity. Just falling around a jacked guy all day. Who knows where he's going? It was actually only 30 degrees in the gym, but for effect, we had to get him with the shirt off because he's so jacked. Actually, I don't remember the weather, but he is really jacked. He is really tanned. Steve benches around 550 pounds or so. I think he'll creep on to 600 in a couple years, and I also think he has the potential to pull high 800s, if not 900 pounds, if he stays with this thing. Just crazy explosive. Obviously, he's jacked, as you guys can see. This may be his top set. I know he did 700 for a few, and then I think he worked his way up to 805, maybe 810 or 815 for that all-time PR. When you're at super training, sometimes your ego gets ahead of you. Everything gets a little exciting. The atmosphere is like none other. Even though Barbell Brigade is one of my favorite gyms in the world, super training, there's something in the air. There's something with the people. There's something with Mark Bell yelling at you, that fat guy in the red shirt and the V-neck yelling at you, where you just want to go heavy and you really want to push yourselves. So here we are, smashing it up. You can see he gets in a decent starting position. His back's a little bit rounded. Oh, he smashed that one too. That's probably near 700. I don't want to do the math. Some nerd can do it for me. Leave the comments. You can do the math. Here's Hulk Smash smashing away. Congrats to Adam, who recently just totaled, I believe, 1985 in just sleeves at 275. He squatted a very, very fast 722 pounds, benched 501, and deadlifted 760 for a huge 9 for 9 meet. Also, congratulations to my boy Bob Evans. Hi, Daniel. Daniel smashed 755-pound squat, which is a huge PR for him. He's been working his tail off. This is about 2 or 3 weeks out from the meet, just prepped for it. 711 was his past best, and then he smashed 755 at this last meet. Super fast. Oh, man. 2 jacked guys and Dan just really ruining that picture. Not sure exactly what weights Dan working with. Probably mid-6s right here, just prepping into that meet. Working on form, working on speed. If you're a guest at Super Training and you're going for the PR, you get to choose your music. If I recall, I think Steve Gentili went with something like a Eminem, that Slim Shady. Maybe I'm just being stereotypical because he looks like he listens to Eminem, but I believe it is. Here's about 800 pounds, I believe. Great position. He gets it moving really well. But like I mentioned, I think he just locks his feet a little early. Low back gets a little rounded. If your low back gets a little bit rounded, it's going to be hard to uncoil yourself at that lockout. People often talk about, oh, if you don't lock out your deadlifts, it's because your glutes are weak or your hams are weak. But that's not always the case. You can see right here, his low back's just a little bit rounded. Then under load, that round just will really, really smash you. Watching Mark's calluses on that cell phone. Like I said, Steve is a crazy athlete. There you see him banging out pull-ups like it's nobody's business. I don't know what Steve weighs, but he's probably 280, 290, super jacked. I guess I was wrong. Mark didn't get into the deadlift session or the squat session, but he was just working on his jacked and tan back workout. Slam and rows. A little bit of lat pull downs. Typically at Super Training, our workouts go heavier weights, main movements, then onto the accessories. That's it for me, guys. Like that bitch, I'm out of here.